Sáry, ty jsi teď vlastně napůl v Česku a napůl v Německu. Takže máš 2 domovy?
Je to tak, ale na Nikolku nohou to ještě nemá. Ta vystřídala dokonce 3.
Česko, Čína a nakonec Anglie.
Jaký kraj, taký mrak.
To nám přiblíží NICOLE KUNOVÁ.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole, and I'm from England. And I would like to tell you a personal and private journey of how I came to Czech Republic and made Vodňany my home. So here I am as a baby. I was born in South London. You could say this was my first home. But when I was 5 years old, my mum moved us to Burton-upon-Trent. It's a small town in the middle of England. It's famous for carlin and spreads for bread such as Marmite and Branston pickle. But anyway, I went to primary school there, secondary school there, and finally the day came when I went to university. I went to the University of Gloucestershire. Here I did my degree in education. I met lifelong friends and, of course, Honza. He plays a big part in this. After we went to university, we decided we would like to move in together. So we made a home together. We went to Kingston, London. When we were in Kingston, London, I did my master's degree in education and he worked on his business and landscape architecture. But after a while, we weren't fulfilled. We needed an adventure. So I went home, I said goodbye to my family. That never gets easier. And here is me and my sister. I'm trying to hug her. She doesn't like it, even though I'm about to leave for the biggest adventure of my life. And so I packed my bags and off we went. Where did we go? We went to Shanghai. When we was on the plane, I looked out the window. It was grey. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit scared. But when we arrived and I saw the landscape, I was absolutely overwhelmed. I really liked it there. But my favourite part was my work. There was many different things there, such as language, culture, even the smell was different. I had no idea what I was ordering, or sometimes I was totally confused. But we tried it anyway, and that was a part of the adventure. My favourite part of living in Shanghai was my job. I worked with 25 children, and I had a great time with them. I still miss them, and I still think about them today. But it wasn't the only good thing that happened to me there, because a big question happened, and that was the proposal. So, whilst in Shanghai, I was working, but also preparing for that big moment of saying I do. So we started that. But before I start talking about the wedding, we went on holiday for the Chinese New Year to Vietnam. Now, whilst we were in Vietnam, we heard the very horrible news about coronavirus happening back in China. We were in a bit of a dilemma. We couldn't go back to China where we made our home. So what should we do? I followed Honza to Czech, and I really thought that it'd be temporary. Here I am in Český Raj. This was our first quarantine. And it was pretty nice. We didn't speak to anybody. We spent a lot of time in nature. And so I just thought it was temporary. I honestly thought I was going back to China at this point. Okay, it's taken a little bit of a while now. We're still not back. What should we do? So I bought a caravan. And you can see I've got the mask still around my neck. It was still them times. And in the caravan, I did online teaching to my students back in China. Okay, now I started to realise that I don't think we'll ever go back to China. I really think that was the end for us. So I got a job at Townsend International in Hluboka. It was, again, very strange. I started there with no students in the class. We did everything online until finally I got to meet them face to face. So, about the wedding. we finally got married. We had 3 cancelled weddings, 2 here in Czech Republic and 1 in England. In the end, we just said, oh, we'll just get married. We'll do it here at the town hall. So we got married here at the town hall, and it was stress-free. And that was pretty important because I was actually 4 months pregnant. Introducing Zara. Here is my first daughter, and this is when the big question happened. Where should we make our home for our future, for our family? Well, we decided here in Vodňany, Czech Republic, to make our home. And I think she's happy about it, or she looks it in that picture. So yeah, I started to think about what I could do here. I've been welcomed here really, really nicely over the last years, and what could I do to give back? So I was just thinking about it, and in the meantime, we had a second child. She's coming. There she is. A second child, her name is Rosina, and then having 2 children, my family were desperate to come over. So here's my uncle. He tried speech cover for the first time. He enjoyed it, so that was good. But again, I started to think, what can I give back to the community here that have welcomed me? So I started my own little course at the library for 2 to 4 year olds. This week, the letter was H. So I thought, H is for house. In the book, it said happy home, and it made me think, what is a happy home? Well, for me, a happy home is the people that live inside it. And although my family don't live inside my home or even inside this country, I still think about them greatly. And luckily enough, this day and age, we can use FaceTime, and they're able to come here. So if you see any English people, they're probably connected to me. Unless they're doing something naughty, then no, it's not me. So for now, you'll probably see me and my daughters either at the library or at the square for the market. And we hope you say hello, and maybe I can try and speak Czech to you. So home sweet home. Yeah.